evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Welcome to the
Good evening.
federal webinar.
Good evening.
I am Akram Mayasri. Today's topic is sports in India under politicians' control will never develop. For this, we have assembled an eminent panel that includes 3 Olympians and a senior journalist. So before we start off, I'll just make a brief statement about this topic. Last week, as India celebrated its 75th anniversary of independence, the All India Football Federation suffered a massive setback. As you all know, it was banned by FIFA for third-party influence. This was a major embarrassment because the FIFA has stripped India from hosting under 17 Women's World Cup, which is scheduled to be held in India in October. This came after AIFF President Praful Patel, who had completed his 3 tenures as per the National Sports Code for 12 years. Still, he was hanging on to the position, and so the courts, Indian courts, had to intervene, and he was removed. And then a committee of administrators was appointed to run AIFF. This was considered as third-party influence, and FIFA had to ban the Indian football sports body. And as per the sports code, National Sports Code, an official in an Indian sports body can't exceed 12 years, and the upper age limit is 70 years. And talking about Indian sports bodies, it's not only about football. Hockey also is now run by committee of administrators, and Indian Olympic Association also was handed over to committee of administrators, but the Supreme Court has stopped it, thinking that it might also result in a ban. So as we all know, almost all major sports bodies in India are controlled by politicians. And today, to discuss this topic, we examine whether politicians can be de-linked from sports bodies in India, the consequence of this on sports, and the future, if any, of sports persons in the country. So let me introduce the federal panel for today's discussion. Mr. Vasudevan Bhaskaran, former India hockey captain. Under him, we won the last, since then we have not won an Olympic gold. It was under him in Moscow in 1980 that we won the hockey Olympic gold. Since then, we have not won gold in hockey in Olympics. Welcome, sir. He's joining us from Chennai.
Yes, sir.
One more Olympian, Dr. A.B. Subbaya. He is an Asian Games gold medalist, Arjuna awardee as well. Thanks, Mr. Subbaya. He's joining from Bangalore. And one more Olympian, India's first World Cup boxing medalist, V. Devarajan. He's joining us from Chennai. Hello, sir.
Hello.
And we have a senior journalist who's been covering football for more than 2 decades, and he comes from city of Kolkata, which is passionate about football. And he is a special correspondent with the Hindu newspaper, Amitabh Das Sharma. Thanks, Amitabh, for joining the federal webinar.
Good evening and thanks.
Okay,
it's indeed great to be among people who have achieved so much in sports.
Yeah, right. Before I start off, I'll just briefly tell you about the format of the webinar. Each panelist will have 2 to 3 minutes to make opening remarks. So I'll start off with Bhaskaran, sir. Sir, your opening remarks about this topic, sir.
Well, I would like to thank the federal because you're trying to, bring up a question where we are in a doldrums for last 3 weeks. Suddenly, the court realized, or the Minister of Sports realized that everything is going beyond the limits, and it's unfortunate that in the 75 years of independence, we lost football on the line. And we also, on the line, we have a CEO for hockey when the Indian hockey team is doing so well. And then we have a table tennis when the entire medal, most of the medals won by Sarat Kamal and other team members from table tennis in Commonwealth Games. So this is a small example. But coming to the topic, but I am a very strong believer. I have spoken many times. My example will be quite, can be an affidavit for the entire viewers. For example, the chief secretary of the state is an IAS officer. Am I right?
Yeah.
And the DGP is an IPS officer. And all other rank holders of revenue officers or commissioners, or maybe in IFS and also the passport authorities, everything is all, they have a qualification behind it. Now, unfortunately, even after 75 years, we have an eligible sports people who could even join the hands of administration, like other IAS officer, or maybe equal to them. But it has been a silent path, I would say, or a dead path. But none of the government policy have interfered in that arena. Leaving the code, of 2011, Code of Policy. For example, for Praful Patel, 12 years, why others are keeping quiet? Why the Ministry of Sports are keeping quiet? Why should they leave it to the court? If the Ministry of Sports is funding everything for the game promotion and from the sub-junior, junior level and university level, is it not the ministry to stop that continuance of that president, whether he's MLA or MP or whoever, even including he may be a chief minister also. But if that 8 years has passed, and if we feel that somebody is not there, I think we should have a straight away and then stop them. Why do you go to court? Because the court is a very instrumental thing for others to come in, whereas a sportsman cannot go to court. All other people who have gone to court are all, ex-MPs or ex-MLAs or, wealthy backup of having, the judges behind them or the, Supreme Court behind them, but that will take too long. And for the last 20 years, I'm sure in my playing days, we never thought of even going into some of the players, we didn't know who was the president of Hockey Federation. Some of the time, we didn't know who was the hockey secretary or IOA president, except for Raja Balindra Singh. And 20 years after, say, about 90s and all, a lot of people have gone to universities. A lot of sports people now have also studied well. They have become PhD. They also have, medal with them, like in US. So why it has not been considered? My point is that sportsman is not trying to come. Why have not somebody has invited them to handle this issue? I remember 2011 code, when it was made, I was one among the member of that code. And it was, why that has not been implemented, why that 2011 code should go to court and pay way for others. That's my point. None of the sport people are going to beg and come there unless until you invite them, ask them to give them, there's a lot of meetings held in Delhi, Ministry of Sports, or maybe a southwise, northwise. It's a big country, I know. But, there can be a good, platform for the sportsmen to come and contribute, both as an administrator and also the eye-opener for the juniors. Now, when Baijik Bundia came into, limelight right now, all India is telling he's the right person.
Right.
Why it did not happen about 10 years back? We let go everything there. We let go, and I know catching the tail now, which is going to be tough for everybody, because even the FIFA has told that we already suspended, because the FIFA rule is different. The players is not allowed to come and vote. I mean, that can be there, but we are living in India. We are living in Indian culture. If that's the case, they can claim that players cannot come in. I can go to Supreme Court that MLAs and MPs cannot come. It looks very foolish when FIFA says that's a third party. I mean, you can't digest. Why the players cannot have a vote? Because we kept that for last 2 decades. A man who cannot kick a ball can vote. A man who cannot hit a hockey stick, a man who cannot hold a boxing glove can vote or become secretary. I mean, is it not a shame for entire Indian sport people that we still keep quiet and wait for the court to go out? I mean, that's something which will not happen. That will die. People's memory is very, very short. Look, Neeraj Chopra, he won, but nobody knows what is Neeraj Chopra doing. It's just memory short. So they know it. all the political people will know that, they'll they blah, blah for 2 days, 3 days, and we keep quiet, and we also keep quiet because we have got better jobs to do. We are a passion of promotion of the game, not promoting ourselves, because the government has already promoted us to a level where the world is recognizing us. That's where we are doing it. So I think I know Subhaya and Devarajan have already spoken many times in a different platform. But I think my point is that 2011 code was kept very obeyed for nothing. After all, it all went to court, and with a lot of IAS officers sitting on there, people did not allow that to happen in Rajya Sabha. It was Lok Sabha accepted, Rajya Sabha was not allowed to place it. I know the facts. Whether somebody was there in the panel. If that was placed in the Rajya Sabha, by now, Baijing would have become president. Subhaya had become president. Devarajan would have become president. That's what the code of conduct says, not to become the politician, but a sportsman has to come in wherever they are. If a sports university vice chancellor is not a sportsman, that is not a sports university. Honestly speaking, a head coach of a team is a sports person, not an IAS officer. A goalkeeper of team is a goalkeeper. He is not an MLA or MP.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt, sir. We'll come back to you, sir. Let others also make opening. It was a powerful start for this session, sir. Sir, Subhaya, sir, your opening comments, sir.
Yeah, I agree with Bhaskaran, sir, as he's a very learned person, experienced person than most of us in this line. Actually, we are also coming to the administration, sir, that is by default, whatever it is, but we are doing it, we are continuing, and as I feel that we are doing a good job as players, what problems we had, everything, we could sort of now those problems. So we are trying to do our best. As Bhaskaran sir says, see, now they should have given the players voting rights from the very starting. Maybe 60%, I feel 60% players should be there in the association, national federation also. You take all the top players who achieved, because they have gone through all kind of grilling, whatever it is happened, they went and performed whatever difficulty they had. They performed very well in the international level, everything. You get the same person, so they know what is the toughness in coming and representing the country and winning the medal for the country. So that is a very good attitude. By saying that, I am of the opinion, if there is a good person as a politician, he wants to really come back and contribute. I think certain percent of politicians is not bad. Certain percent of industrialist is not bad. But you want to have all the technical aspects handled by the players, and who can do. If you can, they can get some sponsorship. They can get government support. These politicians are only for that, not to interfere in the game, anything. They doesn't know how to plan, how to get the game. They're there for a position, then it's very bad. But technical aspects, you leave it to the players who has played whatever sports in the highest level in every federation. Then you'll see the energy in that federation or association. When there is a players, 60% of players, you feel like going and sitting and talking to them. You see the players, they'll be more energetic. So these kind of thing, it makes a lot of difference in any federation. So I agree with Bhaskaran sir, because Bhaskaran sir has a vast experience. Now also he is running a big in the college level tournaments and all that. He's handling it very well. So the sports code, as he said, what they formed, it should have been that time really implemented in the national level, and it should have, by the time it is moved to our state and the district level. See, 12 years is more than enough for you to go and contribute yourself and get out. Some new idea, new people might come, and if you're so popular, people only tell you to come back in a different responsibility to run the association.
Right. Devarajan sir, your thoughts? How is it in boxing, and when you were as an athlete, did you face any discrimination? Your opening comments. Sir, your voice is...
Voice, unmute.
Yeah. Please unmute yourself.
Okay. Yes.
Yes, sir. We can hear you.
You are hearing?
Please go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah, please go
Yeah,
ahead.
yes. Actually, Bhaskaran sir and Subbiya sir clearly explained what is the our sports federations and not following our sports code 2011. Okay, when we are playing, actually, from my boxing side, because of our previously we are not that much giving exposure for our boxers. But after take over Mr. Abhay Singh Chotala, he's a politician. Today, whatever we are standing, our boxing standing, we have won the many Olympics medal and World Cup medal because of his contribution. He gave a very good encouragement, and even though sports ministry is not clear our tour programs, our boxers going to participate in international tournament, they won't follow, they won't give clearance. But at the time, Abhay Singh Chotala clearly came open and he explained, if you not give a government clearance, we will spend our money and we will send the team. Like that, he come forward and he promote our boxing. So after that, 2012, same Chowdhury sir, he fought for IOA, and because of his the IOA position, something happened. Our Indian team was banned by International Olympic Committee. I think 2012 our Indian Olympic, our Indian team is not playing under our Indian flag, I think. So this all everything, you know. See, I saw that I googled till 2018, 47% president in sports federations are politicians. See, till now we are not able to go beyond one gold. Even Boston sir won 1980. After that, 2008, our Abhinav Bindra won the national Olympic gold. Now, after that, till now we are standing on only one gold. Still, we are going for only bronze medal.
Neeraj Chopra won.
Yeah, Neeraj Chopra. Yes, yeah. See, it is not. It is purely failure of our system and the poor administration. Okay, so this is the thing. The same thing. Whatever. Recently, our Madras High Court gave a verdict for one case. All the federations supposed to, all the federation, I think 75% should be sports person. We are doing supposed to do administration. So these all things slowly is happening. I hope later on we will because see, when Bhaskaran sir is such an experience, vast experience player as well as administrator, why if a sportsman cannot to be a MP or MLA for any quota diya hua? No, they are not giving any quota for sports person. But politicians come for our administration and they are running our, they are ruling us, means it's not not good, you know. So they are not giving to us for any quota for MLA, MPs and the councillors for it. They are not giving. But politicians come to our sports body. They are running our sports meet. Kaisa chalega? Politics hi hoga. Politics, same politics happening. No. So that's why we are standing on very bad position. Okay.
Yeah, thanks, Devraj sir. I'll get come back to you. Amitabh, your thoughts on this, and you come from Kolkata. How is the reaction there with this FIFA ban on AIFF?
Hello, Pramay. Any kind of ban or restriction or suspension is not welcome.
Good.
So it was obviously that no one were feeling well with this kind of suspension. Suspension is a very unwelcome thing, as you know. And when you are talking, your topic is interesting because sports and politics. It can be the politicians, if you say see that way, in the last 30 years, 35 years, they have been there in almost every sports on top of the administrative pyramid, if you say. So they have been there. So there must have been a particular reason why they were getting into sports. I think there is less accountability. They are not asked much questions if there is failure. And obviously it is a kind of a glamour to be there on top of a sports body. So this has been there. So obviously in a country which is ruled by politicians, where politicians are at the top of everything, be it administration, be it be it sports or be it any kind of, even all the bodies, all the ministries are run by politicians. So directly or indirectly, there is an influence of the politicians on everything. But as sports is coming of age, and the thinkings are getting different in the sense that people are saying that sports should be managed by people who are accountable, who know how the art of management. So, and that is the reason why there's talk about sports person being given more responsibility to run a sports federation, because as players, as performers, they know what are the requirements of a sports person. They know what kind of efficiency is needed to run a particular thing. They know what kind of diet is needed for a particular sportsman to excel. There are specific needs for specific sports, and the sports persons who are achieving in those sports definitely are well aware of the needs, well aware of the conditions. So they are in a better position to understand and arrange for these kind of the needs for a particular sports to excel. But again, there comes a question of finances, there comes question of administration. So I think there needs to be a balance. As the heads of particular ministries, the ministers obviously are given that responsibility to get the grants, get the finances right for the sports to run. And we have administrators, and now we have sports management people doing sports management and getting specific qualification to run the administration. So it's also there. And sports person, it is always the right of a sports person of a particular sport to be in the administration, because he or she has the qualification and the merit to understand and run this or rather advise the administrators to run the particular administration properly. So if you see, when this happened, this suspension of All India Football Federation happened, sports persons like footballers like Baichung Bhutia and all came forward and saying that yes, sports persons should be given that particular responsibility, that kind of importance to run the administration. And accordingly, 36 sports persons or 36 eminent footballers were given were taken into the electoral college with the right to vote. But later it was scrapped, and a new system was brought into force, which is like only 36 sports association can, rather affiliated sports bodies with AIFF can vote. But the thing is that players were there, and now FIFA has said that 25% of the executive committee will be comprising of footballers, which is again a welcome thing to happen. And now, how these footballers will utilize? We can remember that the technical committee of All India Football Federation was run by footballers, where Shyam Thapa was the chairman of the committee. So it was there happening, and now I think it will be coming in a bigger way. And now that Baichung has already filed for presidentship in All India Football Federation, I think this is getting even interesting by the day.
Thanks, Amitabh. Thanks all the panelists for the opening comment. Sir, I'll come back to you, Bhaskaran sir. Do you think why is this may I call obsession of politicians trying to control sports bodies? What does it? What is the main reason, do you think, sir? Politicians getting into sports, but do you think the sports persons are hesitant, or they are let go and they allowed the politicians to come into the sports bodies, or how did this happen, sir? The whole scenario, sir.
Well, let me put it this way. Till 80s and 85s, we have only 3 teams or 4 teams going to Olympics or Asian Games. The flight will be about 55, 60 boys. And the officials was 100.
Yeah.
Okay. And now that is one of the things which my good friend Amitabh also knows about the World Cup, or maybe everybody Subir knows. We have been part of it. And that has happened because there was no tie-up with anything with any of the known sports people. I'm not against any politician becoming president. Agreed. If I go ahead a little bit, I'm not eating somebody. I know people, they become president of one of the great association by becoming the president of a game. There are many. I can just flow it. Somebody has also become CM. Let them become. But what have we done? Why did you arm the people which they want to give back to the sports as an administrator? As Subhaya said, why somebody is not allowed to do anything in the state? For example, Devraj, I know is my boy, is a student. He is not allowed to do any boxing, any administration or selected team. He is selector of the Indian team, but he is not allowed to even select the best boys and girls on his own. I can bet he can bring in at least 4 girls and 4 boys in 4 to 5 years. Same with me. I can bring best of the goalkeepers, best of the forward line. Same with Subhaya. But we are contributing that way. But in what way? Because the pressure is not with any of the sports people. They made it in such a way that only the politicians of MLA or MP can govern the sports bodies. We have seen it in 2010 Commonwealth Games. What happened?
Yeah, right.
What happened?
Yeah.
Just an example, Sebastian Coe 2012. Whole world knows Sebastian Coe made a profit of everything in London. And I was there with him. And you know what he said? He never wasted money on building any stadiums. He never even invented any stadiums. Everything was done in a proper, except the next inaugural stadium. And now that stadium is fetching him more than 1,000 crores. It has been given to somebody else. It has been given to the Etihad Airways. Look at the way they are promoted. Is it because he's a sportsman? Somebody will come to him and approach me and for an exchange. I mean, for just a few examples of one man in the entire India for the last couple of years, a good friend of mine, Adil Sumariwala. How did the athletics have grown up so well? Recently, he has conducted the under-19 javelin throw separately. Under-19 separately javelin throw at Kerala. Long jump separately. This is what an athlete can know what is the best. Tomorrow, if Subhaya wants to become, he will first say, first I have a goalkeeping class in the entire India. Because he's a goalkeeper. Devraj will say, okay, I have a boxing camp, every district. But here in political level, they're all waiting for the next 4 years whom to go and fetch for another vote. That's how the sports has gone through. Nobody has told that we don't want the politicians. We never said, but please allow us. But okay, now why don't you give us a chance? As Adil Sumarli has got a chance. Why not the other sports people can come and own the sports? Why not Baijin Bhutia straight away get an unopposed vote? Tell me, why not? If he got voting, Baijin Bhutia may not even get his own state vote. They'll buy him. I have seen many Calcutta, my friend Aaron Ghosh, my friend Arman Agam, my friend, P.K. Banerjee. Everybody I know them personally. Where are they gone? Except for playing in your one man East Bengal. The contributor, the entire crowd will follow them. But when it comes to voting, tell me who is going to vote, because they'll buy them. I have attended at least 5 IOA elections in my career. 5 board meeting, BCCI board meeting. I know the reality, what is happening inside the meeting. That's why I am bugging. They will buy it. They will purchase you. Very easy. I attended 2 IOA meetings in Calcutta itself. Amitabh knows very well.
Yeah, I'll just come back to you, sir. Subhaya, sir, you have been an administrator in Karnataka, and how's been your experience, sir?
So it has been, it is really tough to be an administrator, but we have to give a lot of our time to do the administration, because we are all would like to be in the field, coaching or developing something, but but when we'll come back to the drawing board, or where we'll know the difficulty of running the association, let it be finance or a support from the government, or to develop a team, or to prepare a team and send it to nationals, or if they go to Indian camp, what we can give them a best from the state side, all this, it is a problem. See, we are maybe we are all players, but we are not very good politicians to how to garner our elections, safeguard our elections and all. It's very tough for us. But by saying that, most of the sportsmen are not very well educated. If you see that, see, all educated sportsmen are doing well after the sports. If they leave the sports, they all do well. If you take about a few exceptions like delinked and all, Jharkhand, Orissa, we have a lot of top players. But see, because of the lack in education or whatever, so they'll just end up in just whatever railway job or whatever it is. After that, they're in good job. But what is that? They don't contribute rest coming into the back, giving back to the hockey, like in coaching or getting into the federation or serving here. So they think, okay, we are all fine. Like why Bhaskaran sir is there in the limelight now, helping a lot of people, maybe in this college level, school level, state level, India team. So because of that, so we thought like we have our potential to do well in that. If we don't get into the administration, then who will be there? So then you should not criticize. If you don't want to come in the administration, you don't sit out and criticize that, oh, they're doing this. First, you come into the administration, then you understand the problem, what will happen. You try to do better. Everybody will agree to it. I'm saying certain percentage of politician is very important. Certain percent of businessmen is important in the federation, and most a part of that technically most of the players should be run there. That's what I'm saying, because it is a combination where it's a very good combination where you need all the government clearances or government funding for infrastructure development for all this. The politician can get easily, because whatever their political structure. See, if you want sponsorship for our team and to develop anything, you want to conduct any coaching seminars or anything additional funding you require, some businessman, if he's there in the federation, is very good and he'll raise some money. That is also very important. But technical aspects, they should not plan up what we have to do with the players, how to get the juniors up, age group planning and all. That has to be done by the players, who, if they take a proper care and with their knowledge and the education, they can contribute more. So it is a combination, because why we are lacking earlier, there is people were just doing sport, that's it. They're not very well educated. But if you see that 70s, 80s, after 80s, 90s and all, you find a lot of sports person who's doing well in the academics, and they're doing sports. Once they finish their career in playing for a nation or whatever it is, you can see them, they're doing very well in whatever the field they're doing it. Those kind of people, like Viren is an example, where he's done is after that business studies and got into the administration. So those kind of thing, and there is a very few people. It's very difficult for a former players to come into the administration, because the web is so way it is built that they are not allowed to come inside. That is there. It's tough. So it is tough to get into any federation. But once it is done, I think we should do the justice. I think the people, if they have a knowledge and if they have a more clout, definitely the other people who are not good in the federation, they would don't want these people coming and taking the limelight, or the focus will be there on more on the players in the administration. So that is the problem they have. So, but still, I think we should manage and we should get into that. Whoever gets the chance in the players, they should get into the federation. Then only you can bring some changes. Otherwise, sitting out and crying, it is a kind of a deaf ear. Nobody hears for you.
Amitabh, I'll come to you. Bhaskaran sir just mentioned that how tough it is to win an election, maybe even for a player of stature of Baiching Bhutia. Well, how do you think, like, how can these former players get into the federation and gain the confidence of voters, or electoral college, as we call it in football? How can they get into the system, federation, and win election? Or what do they need to do?
I think the answer is very, very clear. I'm not talking about prior to 2011. After 2011, the policy was let go flying. Let go flying. how can a court order and the Ministry of Sports order cannot be accepted, and giving an excuse only, we have an Olympics in 6 months. Next one, we said we have a Commonwealth Games next time. So they kept on rolling. And as Subhay was mentioning, see, the problem of Indian team going is not the president's care at all. The problem of Indian team going is Ministry of Sports. The exposure trip is given by not by any president, any politicians. The state association has to have funds. For that, we can create a lot of funds. If Subhay is a very popular man, is a popular man. If I am a popular man, I can have a wonderful basement. If somebody trusts me that I am going to use this money for sports. For that, I don't need a politician to come and help me out. Not at all. Because that is where everybody kept quiet. And they said, oh, हमसे नहीं होगा, हमसे नहीं होगा. It's true. So basically, it's हमसे नहीं होगा. क्यों नहीं होगा? Because nobody has put in forward. Tell me, please give me an Hockey India to me. In 4 years, I'll give the best of it. I'll challenge on this platform. I know what to do. Where to hit the nail. Tell me how many teams have come apart from your World Cup. Call Netherlands to Karnataka State. Have a match fundraising in Kur. He'll be richer by 10 crores. I'll bring it to Chennai, German team. I'll be richer by 10 crores. We don't need that structure there as a politician bring that. They cannot come. If I tell the German coach, he'll bring the team. I'll go next year to Germany to play, vice versa match. I think there are a lot of plans to come. Why leave it to them as Subhay said, nobody's coming forward. But I'm coming forward now. Please give it to me.
Right, sir. Hope they call you, sir.
I'm not.
Sir is in the thick of things. Yeah,
I can prove with ideas. When I was playing, Netherlands team used to come to Tamil Nadu. We played in Trichy, Madurai, and Chennai. You know how the club was richer? How the state was richer? That time itself is 50 lakhs. I'm talking about 78. So it's all possible.
Yeah.
It's all possible.
Yeah.
Don't have to only knock the Indian doors.
Yeah, I'll come back to you, sir. Yeah, let me allow Amitabh to make a comment. Do you think Bhutia will he have it easy, or it's going to be very tough? Don't you agree, Amitabh? For a stature of player like Baichung Bhutia to win this election?
It is tough, but it can be also easy if he is able to make the voters understand that his need is essential to run the administration of All India Football Federation. As Bhaskaran sir has said, the role of money always like hampers the activities. So I don't know how much of money will be coming into play in this, but Baichung Bhutia himself is an icon. So he is considered the torchbearer of Indian football. So of course, and he has been in many administrative roles. He has played many administrative roles before. He has owned a team. He has managed a team. He has been into associations. So he knows how to run a show. And above all, he is the person who knows how to get excellence in football. He has said that as a start, he has said that I will be with the sports state associations, give them money enough to run leagues and ensure that they have proper football development system, which is essential to bring up players. So he knows how to bring up good players who will be achievers in later stages of life. So this kind of thing he knows. So he says that I will devote a big chunk of the All India Football Federation finances to that. So again, his opponent is also a footballer, but not of his merit. So the All India Football Federation is agreeing to the fact that players are needed to run the show. So the players are getting in now. And as it is, there will be 25% players in the executive committee. So they have their voice. So even the world governing body of football, FIFA, has agreed to that. So this is happening. And of course, like we have footballers who have been ruling the scene. Like we have Michel Platini as the head of the European Football Association. We have a lot of people. Just now, Vaskan sir referred about Sebastian Coe. So these people have been there, and they have shown that. We also had Franz Beckenbauer in Germany, who had been at the top of the administration. So they have run it very well. Beckenbauer was central to the World Cup happening in Germany. So these players have shown the way that administration is also they can be very good in administrations also. So we are open to it. It is possible, and hopefully someone like Baichung Bhutia is the head of the All India Football Federation. Like we have Saurav Ganguly on top of the president. Yeah.
Sir, Devarajan sir, as you have seen, like in boxing, how is the feedback from former boxers? Like, are they willing to join the administration, or how is it like? Maybe you must be willing, but what about others? Like, what's been the feedback and their role?
Actually, our World Boxing Federation, they gave active sports legends like those who are win the good medals in international level. Already they are the Mary Kom and Sarita Devi is as a player, they have voting rights. Male 2% and female 2%. Okay, but already I was in BFI because I'm doing last 15 years as a selection committee member. But in Tamil Nadu and as well as generally even associations, they won't conduct proper elections. If they conduct the proper, now the pitching Bhutia will become a football federation boss. It will be good example for other federations. Okay, so our boxing is last after 2016. Once it will become stopped by World Boxing Federation. Now Mr. Ajay Singh is a SpiceJet boss. He's running. He nominated one executive members. He's running the show. It's going well, but still court cases are going on. So definitely everyone is interested as an administrator, but it will take some time because we also even for our Subbiya sir told that everything collective effect. No, only sports persons cannot run a single man show. Even politicians and as well as business people all come together and we can run the show. Otherwise, if you go and ask for any sponsor, they won't even for the influence, they will stop that. There are many things happening. Okay, so definitely I'm boxing. I'm last 15 years I am attached with the Boxing Federation of India as a selection committee member. Even once I want to become an administrator, I supposed to take over as a Tamil Nadu president or secretary. So then only I can join the BFI office bearer, some administration side. So I hope it will be going, it will happen soon.
I'll come back to you, Bhaskaran sir. Do you think there needs to be a change in constitution of the sports bodies, the constitution, like have more players, number of players, maybe 75% or more than 50%, give them voting rights? Then only it can change the system, sir.
Well, again, I am not for, because I am so afraid that if you are going to give 50% in one game or maybe some other game, you may not have 50% sports people there. Okay, that one point is there. My point is that clear cut 2011 code has to be followed immediately. That's the end of it. I am tell me any politicians have sent the team out of India on their own pocket money from the bank account. Can anybody claim in 30 or 40 years, have they opened the bank account, took the money of 5 crores from the bank, take this 5 crores and use for Indian team to go? Tell me. None. It has to be, government has to clear, because you are wearing a national flag. You are representing India. So no individual can take credit. It's again a combination of everybody together. run the show, and when the 2011 code is followed, then automatically everything comes in. We have in SAI before, we have a selection committee, we have an observer. We have a project manager for any game. All those outsiders who came in. But now when a code of 11, at least now, 3 games are suffering: football, hockey, and table tennis. All are popular. Football brings you the best of the money in India. Football players are looked upon more than any other player in the world. As Baji Bhutia said today, by merits, I'll make the Indian team qualify World Cup. What by voting? What more you want? He said, by merits, I am bringing the Indian team to World Cup. It's a challenge. He's got a lot of things in mind. He's got a lot of plans. Let him alone. See, all these years he allowed everybody. Why don't you allow some sportsmen to handle this for 4 years? Give them a chance. Why I should come as 50% member, boss? Why don't you give it fully? You enjoyed everything. Pre-independence, after independence, you enjoyed. Now, after that, everything is on a doldrum. How can you have an 80-year-old member as vice president of IOA? Sir, answer me, sir. Amitabh Da. How can you have 85-year-old man and he's marching along with me in Commonwealth Games?
Right.
Well, the people will not laugh at us. Tell me, I am respecting that age, his contribution. But there are so many like that in India. But if we allow that to happen, it will happen, sir. They'll go to court and knock it. Quite easy. They have enough money. Me and Subbiah cannot go. Devaraj cannot go to the court.
True. Very much.
We cannot go to the court. They know that very well. Why? Once it's implemented, please give a chance to the sports people who can run the show for next 4 years, keeping the court. Because if Subbiah goes to Ministry of Sport, do you think they wanted him as MLA? No. They will want him as Arjuna or what? They will be wanting as Arjuna. He will get the same amount of what your politician is going to get the sanction. I don't think so. It doesn't differ at all to me. You think Baji Bhutia as FIFA president will not be allowed to go to FIFA meeting without the funds of Indian government? Tell me any politician had gone to the world body meeting on their own money. On their own money, tell me. What is the contribution? Just because they were there in all the hem of affair, they went, and you know what? They went with 5 people. I know some other people would not attend the meeting also in Italy. I'll come to the game of football itself. Amitabh Da, no, I know. A FIAC meeting. Subbiah knows. They come there, morning, they take the TADA off there. Name board, India, nobody's sitting. Nobody is sitting. But they're gone there to attend the meeting. But Subbiah and Devaraj will not do that. Subbiah will not do that. That's what the other country differ from us. We have top sportsmen. We have wonderful energy for sports people. But energy and everything has to be combined with all the effort. We are not against politicians. I am not against industrialists. But please, the respect of the sports people should be heard of.
Yeah.
Hear them. Hear them and decision making.
Yes, I'll allow Amitabh to respond. Amitabh, I wanted to ask how sir said about sports persons. So your thoughts on that, on sir's comment, Bhaskaran sir's comments. And one more thing I wanted to ask is most of the national sports federations are not following the sports code. What action should the government take? Like most of them are not following, is it not?
I think this is the tricky part. Following the sports code.
For me or it's from Amitabh?
No, Amitabh.
Okay, please.
Of course, I'll add a few words and then you can elaborate it, sir.
No.
Because we want to hear it from you. You are an Olympian. You are rightly qualified to answer that. But I will just say that I think the sports code is a kind of guidelines which should be followed because it has been framed taking into account a lot of things which have as far as the governance of sports is concerned. So there may be some changes here and there for different sports bodies, but on the whole, it can be followed because it lays down certain rules which is beneficial for the sports administration. That's what I feel. It can be followed. Why not? Why not? It should be followed. So, but maybe as the Supreme Court has observed that it cannot be taken as a statute, but it obviously can be taken as a guideline to frame your constitution. So that can be done, sir. That is always possible. And I will give it to Bhaskaran sir to elaborate on that.
Bhaskaran sir, I want to tell our viewers that Bhaskaran sir has one more important assignment at 7 o'clock. He has told us that he wants to leave. So, your closing comments, sir, before you leave. Your closing comments, sir. I know you have to leave at 7 o'clock. Your closing comments, sir. Your closing comments.
I'm staying back.
Okay. Oh, good, sir. Good, sir.
I can't leave my friend Subhay and Devarajan and you.
Okay, sir. It's pleasure.
They'll get angry because I'm not.
No, sir.
This topic is a good, useful one for viewers and people who are talking. They may be, I may be rude sometimes, but I'm not rude. But I'm only telling the chances are not being, given. If the 2000, Amitabh Das said, if that is code inside the policy there, because every national federation gets the funds except for cricket. All the national games federation gets a fund from the government.
The government, yes.
Very easy. If the 4 years terms is over and you are still not settled, the government has got the same right to say, form an ad hoc committee. There's a rule. There's a code there. Sports ministry. Because if you're not satisfied, form an ad hoc committee. Then everybody will fear. Everybody will fear. If you're not doing so, then excusing next 6 months Asian Games coming. So what? Asian Games president is not going and playing. Asian Games athletes like Subhay and Devarajan are going to play. Have a cutoff there. Stop them. Let the ad hoc committee test. This happened before too. Why not you have an ad hoc committee like cricket? You had CEO for 3 years and they formed a rule. And that helped Saurav Ganguly. That ended the game. You have a clear platform in you. The Supreme Court Lodra committee had some views and that for 3 years they worked on it and that had paved the way for others to perform well and Saurav Ganguly came automatically. Yes, he's got this, vacuum of 3 years, 4 years. That's court decision to take. And Jay Shah also both are, exceeded that time frame. But something has happened because Saurav Ganguly came and gave the importance of women cricket, gave the Ranji Trophy big money because he's a player. All other people are very great people, I know, including Dalmia, N. Srinivasan, everybody was great people. But this has not been touched. This is what I'm telling you, I'll touch. 4 years you give me, I'll touch this. I'll show the same like Saurav Ganguly. I can challenge the platform. There is a way out to do it. How come Saurav Ganguly way out? From the bankrupt he gave everybody. He gave the last 3 years spending money to all the Ranji players. How can he do it? He has not given from his pocket. He paid a way for it. He raised the game. He raised his rule book. He underlined the rules very well. He sold himself very well for the game. Look at the TV channels he sold now. 2 weeks back, he sold much higher than the Premier Football League. Why you cannot take sports cannot do it? Yes, he has brought in a lot of changes. Rules may be aside. Okay, after he may come, but others will follow. Somebody else is coming after Saurav Ganguly will follow the same. That's what I am myself and Subhay and they are telling. Please give us a chance. We are not bad people, yeah. We are not hated people. We don't hate any industrialist or politician. We want to work together. Please promote the game. Tell me how many games in India are paid apart from playing. Even Indian players are not paid. So sorry to them. An under 14 boy in a Tamil Nadu Cricket Association. Please underline under 14 boy who represent the Tamil Nadu Cricket Association in the South Zone tournament gets 10,000 rupees per month.
Yes.
So please, sir, let this platform open the eyes for others. I can know all the 45 games in India. What is happening? It's happening. It's some parents leave. I know a lot of parents come to me, sir, should I play or not? Why cricket is surviving? Because I know three brothers in the family, father, mother, they're not nothing to do, but those 3 brothers or bringing 1 lakh rupee per month?
All cricketers.
Cricket. That's cricketers. Under 17 boys, under 14. Sir, this is what Sarah Gongli had done, sir. Why not we?
Yeah.
Why we can't do? We cannot do? Can I go and beg somebody? Can I not go and beg Tatas? Tell me. Can I not go and beg Prime Minister? Tell me, sir.
Right, sir. Right,
Please,
sir.
please be united. Let's all have an. No, it's India. Finally, we are going for India, sir. Not for Bhaskaran or Subhahat Devraj. Finally, we are bringing the Indian colors flying there. I'm so happy that women cricketers are higher than IFF women cricketers.
Yeah.
What a change,
Sir,
sir. Let's have a change.
I'll bring in Devarajan, sir. Sir, how's it in state of Tamil Nadu, sir? How's been there in the Tamil Nadu association, sports associations? Is it all ruled by politicians or how's it?
So actually, see, we are actually Tamil Nadu Olympic Association. Okay.
Yeah.
The many sports, non-Olympic sports also, they are giving voting rights and they are made. See, if I see the first time in federal that webinar, I think someone spoke to me. Nobody ready to talk this politician matter. So we three, our Bhaskaran sir and Subhaya sir and myself, we came here. So I don't want to so much because I already spoke the Tamil channel so much about the politicians, the politics about the associations. See, now our boxing, especially I don't want to go some other game. I want to talk about my boxing. After myself, not able to produce one Olympian from Tamil Nadu, is how shame and how useless they are using, how they are not working properly. It means they're showing the result. Okay. 1992, I went to Barcelona Olympics. Till now, they're not able to produce one Olympian. That is so high performance. They're not able to produce one national champion. So this is the way they are working. This is the way they are promoting sport. So first, the National Federation duty to correct the state association or district association. Okay, the base, whatever you want to build the very big building, you need to good balance. So the basic is very important. District associations and state association, if they run the show properly, they promote the grassroots level sports person, they will go for nationals. So they need to take proper approval from approval and association authorities. In Tamil Nadu Olympic Association and Sports Development Authority of Tamil Nadu. So they are, I think, Bhaskaran sir know very well. You go and ask about what is Devarajan address or something. They said differently. They said no, they don't have proper data also. How many boxers and how many athletes and how many footballers in Tamil Nadu, they doesn't know. Even last few months back, they are asking to me, how many boxers in Tamil Nadu? Please give all the district secretary and collect this like that. They don't have proper data. If you go for foreign countries, they go through 5 data. No, how many sports person, men and women, and playing the boxing or football or cricket, anything. So this is the way. Even very sad to say this, Bhaskaran sir very well know about 1989, they gave a Mamalan Award for Tamil Nadu sports person. Till now, they are not giving. I think more than 3 decades. No one ready to say that one. Even when I will meet our sports minister, definitely will ask so many questions. Okay, so then see, this is the way. This is our sports people. Nobody ready to ask questions to administrations or government. When people try to ask and many questions are this thing, then only they realize. But Bhaskaran sir, now I'm really very happy to see this. Bhaskaran sir come out and smash out everything. So this is the way. I think I hope everything time will come to change. Now I myself and Bhaskaran sir are openly talking about this. Next, many people come out and speak openly and try to change the system and everything.
Sir, before we wrap up, I want all the panelists to make closing comments. First, I'll come to Subhaya sir. Sir, what is the solution going forward? What do you suggest, sir? You already mentioned that there should be a mix of politicians, industrialists, and sports persons. This is the way forward, do you think? And do you think it can happen in India, sir?
Yeah, it can definitely happen. It is started happening. Actually, what Bhaskaran sir, they had drafted a very good sports code. It should be not only a national federation, it has to come down to state federation and it has to come to district association, where you can find a lot of participation of the players should be there. But not because certain people, you definitely just for a namesake, because everybody is not very well polished like Bhaskaran sir or somebody else who is doing very well in the every field. So that is also very important. There should be a choosing, but just to not to keep only just to keep the number. So they also should contribute. Actually, all good sports person, if they come to the administration, they'll take a pride in doing some good thing where they said, we are accountable. We are holding this position. We have to bring some change. Just to say that, I'm saying what I've said. See, I played for Karnataka State for many years and all before I joined Indian Airlines and all. See, that time when we traveled for junior national for Manipur, we traveled for 5 days, and I even traveled nearly sitting near to the train lavatories, and we traveled because it is like that 5 days travel and all reservation and never to be there. But this time they kept the nationals in Manipur. We sub-junior girls, we know they might not win the championship or something. It doesn't matter. I said just we checked the train fare and now the flight fare. It is a quite very little difference. It used to be there. We send them by flight. Everybody traveled for a first time flight. They also thought that because of the players are coming to the administration, this has changed. Our national team, when they go for senior nationals, men's or women, they travel in Rajdhani. Because we thought 1 or 2 will be the national players who are in the national camp and all. At least the senior team, the top team will travel in the Rajdhani or first class AC. That is in all the nationals. But though they have started winning the medals in the senior nationals, that's very good. Tamil Nadu team, last year they played the national so well, they were runners-up. I think they should start giving them a lot of support, lots of training. I think those boys, when they become the runners-up in the nationals in hockey, there is a lot of potential in it. See, they should bring that, make sure that they'll get into the Indian camp. That should happen. That if you have a good backing and if the federation has a good vision to do well, that maybe state association, if they have a good vision. So you'll see that some of the boys from the Tamil Nadu who've been runners-up last year, they'll get into the national camp, because I see in the match, they're all after a few years of gap, I can see they're very skillful and they were doing well and they've done well in the tournament actually.
Amitabh, your closing comments and what next for AIFF? Is the ban going to be lifted soon? And your closing comments on this topic, Amitabh.
Thanks, Aprame. It ultimately comes down to the question of integrity, accountability, and the honesty of purpose with which an association is run. So you see, there have been lot of changes happening over the years. We see that almost every association has a CEO who is a professionally qualified man to run administration. So that is one bright spot that is happening in Indian sports federations. So there will be many more changes, people coming in, people realizing that there is need for honesty of purpose for any association to prosper. So this will come. And again, there is the question of funds with which then association has to run its programs. So that needs to be arranged again. So politicians, if they are honestly contributing to the growth of the association, they are welcome. Players, as you see, in coaching, we need players to get coaching degrees in order to become a coach, which means that they have to be qualified. So the players are also there after they hang their boots, they can obviously get qualification in running the administration and come and do the job properly. That can happen always. So it is a kind of a balance that we need to strike so that the association or the federation works properly. And ultimately we want sports persons to come and to go in the international field and perform. So that is the basic objective: bring medals, dollars for the country and for themselves. So I think in the end we need to have a perfect balance so that the association or the federation is able to bring out a sports person who bring laurels for the country.
Devarajan sir, your closing comments.
Yes.
What you want to see in maybe boxing as your sport or general as a sport in India?
See, the first of all, I will thank to the federal the channel, no, for taking this very good topic for welfare for good for our sports. I have taken this topic and so the same thing, so whatever the code, 2011 supposed to follow strictly. If those who are not following that code, government should take proper action, legal action, or otherwise take another like what Boston sir told, that ADAC committee is supposed to conduct like that, take necessary actions. It will take our sports will be very good. And moreover, sports person, our Subhaya sir and Boston sir told same thing. Sports person only understood the sports person problems, how to develop, how to improve, how to develop the infrastructure on all the parts. So they're supposed to take all the administration and implement in work and all. They're supposed to take from sports person. It will be good for our Indian sport and as well as a society also. Because now everyone, the sir also worked as a coach. Both are worked as a coach. Whenever boys or girls, they're not doing parents' word. They come and tell to coach only. Sir, they are doing like this. So like so many things, will change. So this is my last and my recommendation to the.
Thank you, sir. I'll come to you, Bhaskaran sir. The way forward, and you have been very vocal in this debate, and we had this pleasure of listening to you. You've always been vocal, whatever you say, and you've been a captain, coach, and we loved your thoughts and your closing comments. And one more thing I wanted to ask you, sir. Maybe we would like to see more sports women as well in administration. Don't you think so, sir? Your closing comments, sir.
Definitely, because there is a lot of scope from the girls too, because the Olympic standard or IOC rule says gender equality. Yes. Okay, only in India we have not followed it. So gender equality is present in our government too. Agreed, but it has to be implemented. Now, second point is that, when Subhaya Devraj was portraying the administration part of it, I would go a little bit ahead, like, as Subhaya said, he sent the girls by flight. I mean, no parents will say that Subhaya is a bad fellow. Tell me which team has gone to sub-junior on a flight one. This one, they have to make it mandatory at all the nationals one. This is what a cricket is winning all the other games. This is where I told, and Subhaya came out with the answer. Now I'm giving a small thing. Let the state government allot a budget to all the games federation, taking the plan from the secretary president. Don't allow just 2 lakhs for this game, that game.
Yes.
Everywhere there is a sub-junior, junior, senior, national. Take them, including the camps and all. Coaches' payment, airfare, everything. Nobody does it. Nobody does it. To run a state association, at least for 1 year, we need 35 lakhs minimum. To kitting, to participation and tickets and other camp, everything minimum.
Yeah.
That can be, if that is confident, then we can win all other things on the low. 2011 is different, and how to run the state association along with the line of the parents, social status. Social status of the parent very important, because a lot of girls, I know, boys I know, they are not very, very safe. They come to a question to Devraj, can I do it after 13 years? How come an Hyderabad girl won the boxing? Tell me. So these are the confidence you get from a coach and the administrator. If I am a sports fellow, I'll be easily available in the ground.
Yeah.
I don't need an office to come for the parents to come and meet you. I'll go to a district place, I meet the parents and give them a lecture, call Subaya one day to Chennai. You talk about goalkeeper. He'll talk. So I'll get the confidence. He'll call me one day. We should have this not happening. This is not happening at all. This is what we need as sportsmen's ambassadors and at all levels, sub-junior, junior, and they're all ambassadors. Because we are very honored by the government of India. We are very honored by the government of India. We get the pension. We are honored by everything. And what more, we don't need extra money in the life. We're not going to have 6 lunch a day. I'm not eyeing 6,000. I don't want. So I think our target is very, very pure. Promotion of the game, promotion of the state, districts, and everyone. That will give you the best results in 2028.
Thank you, sir. One by one, I want to thank all the panelists. First, Bhaskaran sir, we are very happy to hear your thoughts, sir. As you said, the sports code has to be implemented, and thank you, Subhaya sir. You said there should be a balance between industries, businessmen, and sports persons in administration. And Devarajan sir, thank you very much for your thoughts. You mentioned about Tamil Nadu Olympic Association, where non-Olympic sports were also involved, and what you shared your thoughts as well. And Amitabh from Kolkata, you put in perspective how it was how it is in Kolkata for football, what ban meant, and shared your thoughts. Thanks again, all the panelists. Thanks once again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Catch up.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes.